Hello friends. Today I am going to tell you all some very important derivations regarding refraction of light. So out of them, the most important refraction at concave spherical surface. What I am thinking that you all are going to give semester 2 exam. So I think basic things you all know. What is refraction? But I like to tell you something. When light travels from one medium to other medium, it bends from its path. This bending of light is known as refraction of light. जब लाइट एक मीडियम से दूसरे मीडियम में जाती है तो अपने पास से बेंड हो जाती है, पास से बेंड हो जाती है, मुड़ जाती है. दिस इज नोन एज रिफ्लेक्शन ऑफ लाइट. राइट? फर्स्ट थिंग. Second thing, this is the light ray which is falling, that is incident ray, which went in other medium, that is refracted ray. And very important question for board exam, when light travels from one medium to other medium, all things change. All things change. The thing which remains constant, that is frequency. Don't forget it. Wavelength change, intensity change, speed change, but frequency remains constant. These are some basic things. Here we are going to discuss the refraction at a concave spherical surface. You all know there are two types of surface. We are going to discuss. One is concave, other is convex. Right? Concave like this, convex bulging surface like this. So this is concave surface. In concave surface, if we join it like this, then it will become a sphere. It will become a sphere. Each and every sphere have a center. Each and every sphere have a center. So this sphere have also a center C. Suppose that is known as center of curvature. Center of curvature. This is middle point of reflecting surface P. Now I am coming at the derivation. Let you have an object O. Let you have an object O. I made this diagram for you all that you all can understand easily. Let you have an object O. An object O means something is kept at point O. Something you keep in front of this surface, that is object. Object मतलब जिसको इससे देख रहे हैं, कुछ भी कर रहे हैं, that is object. So at point O, you have an object. Light ray starting from that object. Light ray starting from that object falls at the concave spherical surface. Falls at the concave spherical surface. Object O से light ray चली और किसके ऊपर गिरी? Concave spherical surface. Now when it fall on the concave spherical surface, as you know, suppose that this side is air and this is a glass. Naturally, two types of mediums are there, right? Rare and denser. Rare and so in comparison air, glass is denser because molecules are closer to each other. In glass, molecules are closer to each other, so it is dense. It is rare. Air is rare. Okay. Let us again talk. So reflective index of glass, suppose that with respect to air is n. Reflective index of glass with respect to air is n. Okay, no problem. Now, when light travels from rare to denser, it bends toward the normal. It bends toward the, you all know, when light travels from rare to denser, then it went toward the normal. It went toward the normal. Same thing happened here. When this light ray enters from air, if this side here is an object is kept here, so light ray starts from object, enters inside the glass. When it enters inside the glass, glass is denser in comparison to air. Glass is denser in comparison to air. So light ray will bend toward the normal. What is normal? You see, any circle, any line you put and that passes through the center anywhere, that is perpendicular. That is anywhere. Any line passing through the center is perpendicular to the surface. So any perpendicular you put, this is your perpendicular, suppose that this is normal M. This, it will pass from the center of curvature. It will pass from the center. Again I am repeating, this is concave surface, you put it a normal like this, so it will pass from the center. It will pass from the center. Anywhere on the spherical surface you put a normal, that will always pass from the center. So this is center. This is your normal. Now light ray moves from air to glass. Glass is denser in comparison to air, so it will bend toward the normal. It will bend toward the normal. Now when it will bend toward the normal, so this is this is angle between normal and incident ray, this is I. This angle you see, this angle, this is between normal and incident ray, this is angle I. And this is angle R, this is angle of refraction. This is angle of refraction. Now what happens, if you know vertically opposite angles are equal. If this is I, then this is I. If this is R, then this is R. And these two angles, this and this angle, they are vertically opposite. Vertically and vertically opposite angles are equal. Vertically opposite angles are equal. So if this angle is R, so this must be R. These are some basic things which you should know. Now what I have taken to derive this, O is object. So I have taken angle alpha made by this. I see here what I did. I have taken this line. This is the reflected ray. We taken in the back direction. Then this reflected ray meets here at I. It means for O object, I is image. For object O, I is image. And C is center of curvature. Again I am repeating, object O is kept. Light ray starting from that, as enters in the glass, it went toward the normal, and instead of looking like to coming from O, it looks like to coming from I. So I is image, O is object, and C is center of curvature. You take an angle alpha, beta and gamma. I think you all know the distance of object from the concave surface pole, from the pole. In this concave surface, we always take distances from pole. We always take distances from the pole. So from pole, the distance of object O is U. U is the distance of object. Distance of image from the pole P is V. And distance of center of curvature from pole P, radius R. So this is all about this diagram. Now, as you know by Snell's law, n equal to sin I upon sin R. This is your Snell's law. There are two laws of refraction. First, incident ray, refracted ray, and normal at the point of incidence, all are lies in same plane. Second, the ratio of sine of angle of incident and sine of angle of refraction is constant. That is equal to reflective index of one medium with respect to other medium. With respect to this medium's reflected glass reflective index with respect to air is n. What is n? So n equal to sine I upon r. Here we take I and r are very small. Let I and r are very small. I और r बहुत small है, बहुत छोटे हैं. When I and r are very small, then instead of sin I, you can write I, and instead of sin r, you can write r. So n equal to I upon r. I equal to n r. I equal to n r. This is your first equation. This is your first equation. Now, what you have to do, you have to find out value of I and r. Again I am repeating, n equal to sin I upon r. Sin r. I and r are small, so sin I you can write I, sin r you can write r, n equal to I upon r, so I equal to n r. Now you have to find out value of I and r in this way that those values comes in terms of v, u and r. Why? You can see how you can in triangle OCQ. Gamma is exterior angle. Gamma is exterior angle. So exterior angle is gamma. You know in any triangle, suppose that this is a triangle and this is your exterior angle. So these are angle 1, 2 and 3. If I take this exterior angle, then this exterior angle, suppose that this exterior angle number 1. So exterior angle 1 equal to angle 1 plus angle 2. Angle 1 plus angle 2. Right? If I take this exterior angle, then that is equal to angle 1 plus angle 3. Right? You all know about exterior angle. That I am telling you only that you can understand. So here gamma is exterior angle. For this triangle, gamma is exterior angle. So it must be equal to alpha plus I. Alpha plus I and alpha both are interior angle. So I equal to gamma minus alpha. This is your second relation. Similarly, in triangle QIC, again gamma is exterior angle. So that is equal to beta plus R. So R equal to gamma minus beta. This is your third relation. You should understand, you want to find out value of I and R. So you find it out, I equal to gamma minus alpha and R equal to gamma minus beta. Now I am putting these values in first equation first. Gamma minus alpha equal to n gamma minus beta. Gamma minus beta. What you can do, you can open bracket gamma minus alpha equal to n gamma minus n beta. You take gamma this side and n beta this side. N beta minus alpha equal to n gamma minus gamma. Gamma you can take common. N beta minus alpha equal to gamma n minus 1. Now we have to take values of alpha, beta and gamma. For these values, you know one term, theta equal to r upon radius. Theta equal to r upon radius. If we take theta as alpha, here is angle alpha, what is, and here is angle beta, very much beta. And for beta, what is r? R is PQ. R is PQ. What is the radius for this? Pi. See, for angle beta, PQ is R and Pi is radius. Pi is radius. Now, for B alpha, PQ R, radius PO. Then gamma PQ upon PC. For gamma, PQ is R, PC is radius. PQ PQ cancel. They are cancelled. Now N upon Pi minus 1 upon PO equal to N minus 1 upon PC. What is Pi? Distance Pi is V. Distance Pi is V. So N upon V, distance PO is U. Distance PC is R. This is your final derivation. N upon V minus 1 by U equal to N minus 1 upon. You can ask me, sir, why you not taken sign? They all are negative, R, V and U. Why I not taken? If you take minus, sometimes you make mistake in your exam. So don't take sign in this derivation. Automatically you will get result. One more important thing I like to tell you. When you are making any ray diagram, always make arrow. Always make arrow. Otherwise, examiner can detect your mark. So here you say at least one arrow must be there. By which it is clear that light is going from this side to this side. Again, I want to summarize this. As you know, Snell's law, n equal to sin I upon sin r. I and r are very small, so you taken in place of sin I sin r, right? So n equal to I upon r by cross multiply. I equal to nr. Now your motto to find out value of I and r. So what you did? You taken triangle QOC, gamma equal to alpha plus I. So I equal to, you find it out. In triangle QIC, gamma equal to beta plus r equal to beta, gamma minus beta. Now r and I value you put it here in the equation. Then you taken gamma one side, right? And after that you put it value of alpha, beta and gamma. Right? Then you get this. This is all about this first derivation, very important for this year board exam. Right? Right now I am going to explain you second derivation. Which is also very important. That is known as lens maker formula. Sometimes they ask both the questions in a combined way. That very first you find derive this. After that you make refraction of light through a thin lens maker formula. Lens maker formula. What is lens maker formula? That I am going to tell you. Suppose that reflective index of glass is m. Reflective index of glass is, you see what, right? Reflective index of glass is m. Right? Refraction of light through a thin lens. You have a thin lens. As you know, there are two types of lenses. Basically, not two, convex and concave. What is lens? Lens is a homogeneous transparent medium. Lens is a homogeneous transparent medium enclosed between two curved surfaces. Two curved surfaces. You can see this is your convex lens. Right now concave is like this, right? But it is not necessary. Lens is a homogeneous transparent medium enclosed between two curved surfaces. It may be possible. Lens is a homogeneous transparent medium enclosed between a curve and a plane surface. A curve and a plane surface. Okay, that is another thing. So here we are going to discuss about convex lens. Convex lens is also known as converging lens. Convex lens is also known as converging lens. So object O is kept in front of convex lens. Object O is kept in front of a convex lens. Light ray pass starting from object O, when falling over this lens and after passing through the lens, it bent toward the normal. It bent toward the normal. भाई सीधी सी बात है, you should understand in comparison to air, glass is dense. Glass is dense. So when light enter from air to glass, it went toward the normal. So the light ray which is going towards I, O is object and I dash is image for the first surface. For the first surface. For the first surface, O is the object, I dash is image, and what is done by second surface, it makes its image I dash at I. Again I am repeating, by the first surface O पे object आपने रखा था, then according to that object image should be at I dash. But as you know, it is a converging length, so it makes its image at I. Now for first surface, for first surface. For first surface, O is object and I dash is image. So I am going to write light is going from air to glass. Light is going from air to, so reflective index of glass with respect to air, n upon you can write B dash. Just before I proved this formula, what do I prove? N upon B minus 1 upon U equal to n minus 1 upon R. This already I proved just before. So that same formula I am utilizing here. Now the reflective index of glass with respect to air is n. The distance of image is B dash for first surface minus 1 upon U. This is distance of object equal to n minus 1, and for first surface radius of curvature is R1. You should understand, for length there are two surfaces, radius of curvature. One is R1, other is R2. Alright? Radius of those spheres whose length is apart is known as radius of curvature. For length there are two radius of curvature. So here, for first surface, radius of curvature is R1. This is your first equation. Now light is going from air to glass. But now what is going? Light is coming from glass to air. Glass to, there is a principle of reversibility. Principle of reversibility, everybody know, I think. Reflective index of glass with respect to air is given. If you take reflective index of air with respect to glass, then that is 1 upon एयर की रेस्पेक्ट में ग्लास का रिफ्लेक्टिव इंडेक्स, ग्लास की रेस्पेक्ट में एयर के रेस्पेक्ट में 1 upon होगा, रेसिप्रोकल होगा, दे आर रेसिप्रोकल. So here light is going from air to glass. So reflective index of glass with respect to air is n. But now light is going from glass to air. So you have to take reflective index of air with respect to glass. That is 1 upon n. That is reciprocal. So here in place of n, for second surface, what is object? I dash works as object and I work at image. So you are going to write 1 upon n upon v, because this is image for second surface. V is image, I is image for second surface. Here you can write for second surface. For second surface. For second surface, I dash is object and I is image. Because second surface what did? Light ray which want to go this side, it pulled that and it makes its image at I. Makes its image at I. So 1 upon n upon v minus 1 upon v dash equal to, here also in place of n 1 upon n, and radius of curvature for second surface R2. R for first surface R1, second surface R2. What you are going to do? 1 upon nv minus 1 upon v dash 1 minus n. Here I take an LCM 1 upon n minus 1. What do? You take LCM, right? N divided by n, 1 into 1 divided by n. So here I written 1 minus n. N will come down, right? Now what you can do? you can multiply whole equation by n. You can multiply whole equation by n. When you multiply whole equation by n, then you will get 1 upon b, n upon b dash equal to 1 minus n upon n. Because you multiplied n cancel, here n is here, n cancel, so it is here. Now 1 upon b minus n upon b dash. What you can do here, you can take minus as common. When you take minus as common, then n will become positive and 1 will become negative. Here you taken minus as, you multiply 1 minus n is written, suppose. Right? You multiply and divide by minus. Any problem? So what will you, when you multiply by minus, this will become negative, this will become positive. So that I written, and this minus is here. So don't confuse beta minus. I think you all know how we take minus as common. So this is your second equation. Now adding first and second. This is your first equation, this is your second equation. When you add both of them, n upon b dash, n upon b dash. This is positive, this is negative, cancel. Equation first plus second. First plus second, it is cancelled. Now 1 upon b minus 1 upon u equal to n minus 1 is here, n minus 1 is here. So you can take as common. You can take as common. So n minus 1 is common. Inside bracket 1 upon r1 minus 1 upon r2. Right? 1 by b minus 1 by u, you know very well. That is formula for focal length, 1 by b minus 1 by u. This is length formula, 1 upon f equal to 1 by b minus 1 by u. So in place of here you can add 1 upon f equal to n minus 1 upon r1 minus 1 upon r. This is about focal length. 1 upon f equal to n minus 1 in other bracket 1 by r1 minus 1 by r2. This formula is known as length makeup formula. Sometimes they ask why the focal length of concave lens is negative while convex lens we take positive. Answer is very simple and here. I can show you on the board. If you have a convex lens, normally what we do, we assume that object is kept toward left hand side. Object is kept and all the distance which we measure toward left hand side are negative. And all the distance which we measure opposite to that means right hand side, those are positive. So here you can see you have a convex lens that have two radius of curvature. One is R1, other is R2. See, R1 is like this. Right hand side it is positive and R2 is like this. So left hand side that is negative. That is, so here in place of R1 and R2, if R2 becomes equal to R, becomes biconvex lens. Both radius of curvature are same. So R1 equal to R and R2 equal to minus R. So if you write here in formula n minus 1 by R plus 1 by R, so you will get n minus 1 into 2 by R. This is positive. This is positive. That's why focal length of convex lens is 1. But if it is a concave lens, you see here, diagram will change. See here. Now for that, diagram is going to change. Radius of curvature R1. What is R1? Now R1 is negative. R1 is For this surface radius of curvature is negative, and for this surface R2 it is positive. It is positive. You see here, when we take R1 negative and R2 positive, R2, what will happen? In formula 1 upon F, n minus 1 upon minus R, so n minus 1 into minus 2 by R, so 1 upon F equal to minus n minus 1 into 2 upon. Now focal length is coming negative. You can see. Because of radius of curvature, the concave lens for radius of focal length is negative. And few more important things are there, that focal length is always inversely proportional to the reflective index. One more important question for board exam. Sometimes what we do, we take lens and put inside a liquid. There are three conditions. Number one, you remember them by heart. Number one, if liquid have reflective index less than glass, in that condition the nature of lens will not change. Only focal length increases. Number two, if the reflective index of glass and liquid both are equal, you taken a lens inside a liquid where their reflective index is equal to the reflective index of glass, then focal length, what will happen? In that condition both reflective index are equal, n upon n equal to 1 minus 1 equal to 0, so 1 upon f equal to 0. It means focal length will become infinite. So first, if reflective index of glass is more than liquid, then nature of lens will not change, focal length increases. If reflective index of glass is equal to the reflective index of liquid, then lens start behaving like glass plate. Their focal length will become infinite and power will become zero. Because power is reciprocal of focal length. That is a big matter. Later we will discuss. Next thing, if reflective index of liquid is more than reflective index of glass, then the nature of lens will change. Keep it in your mind. Nature of lens is going to change. Focal length will change, that's okay, but nature will change. Convex will start behaving like concave. Concave will start behaving like convex. So this is all about these few things. Now I am going to derive third and last derivation. Right? Very easy. Combine focal length of two thin lenses in contact. Combine focal length of two thin lenses in contact. I hope you all know about that formula. Combine focal length of two thin lenses. Combine focal length of two thin lenses in contact. Right? Very fast I want to do it. Because the size is increasing, and out of these three, you are going to get one. Your border. This is very easy, not a difficult one. These are two thin lenses. One focal length is one, another focal length is up to 2. Believe me, if you prepare 3, you will get 1 in your exam. In same way, I am going to make a series are derivations for you all. Out of them you will get all the derivation. Any derivation will come, then that will come from that series only. 10, 12 derivation I am going to do. Now suppose that O is object again. A light ray starts from O. Here you see, want to go this side I. Actually, for first lens, object is O and image is I. But by the second lens, what happens? It makes its image at. Sorry, for first lens O is object, I dash is image, and second lens makes its image at I. So this is U. This is again B dash, and this is B. Again I am repeating, for first lens O is object, I dash is image. I dash is image. So I am going to write formula for focal length. 1 upon f1. F1 is the focal length of first lens, equal to 1 by B dash minus 1 by U. This is your first. For second lens, this is for first lens. First lens. For second lens, 1 upon f2 equal to, for second lens I dash is object, I is image. I think till now it is clear to you all that this is object, light ray want to go here, but due to second lens it makes its image at I. So 1 by f2 equal to 1 by B minus 1 by B dash, because this is image object, for second lens this is image. Light ray want to go here, but second lens pulls that and makes its image at I. Now this is your second equation. Add both of them, first plus second. B dash 1 by B dash cancel, 1 by f1 plus 1 by f2 equal to 1 by B minus 1 by U. What is this? This is combined focal length. So 1 by f1 plus 1 by f2 equal to 1 by f. This is formula for combined focal length of retina. As you know, power is reciprocal of focal length. So P equal to you can write P1 plus P2. Actually, power is ability of lens. Power of a lens is ability of lens to deviate the light rays from their path. मतलब लाइट रेस को अपने पाथ से डेविएट करने की, डेविएट मतलब मोड़ने की जो पावर है लेंस का, दैट इज नोन एज पावर ऑफ लेंस. दैट इज नोन एज पावर ऑफ लेंस. आई होप माय बेस्ट ऑफ लक टू यू ऑल. You will get at least one derivation in your board exam out of these three. In next video, I am going to do few more important derivations on other topic. Thank you for watching.